Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into a really powerful idea, how to harness intense focus to turn your ordinary actions into truly extraordinary results.
I mean, you know the feeling, right? You're busy, you're working hard, but it just feels like your efforts are spread super thin, pulled in a million different directions all at once. The real problem here isn't a lack of effort, it's where that effort is actually going.
And look, this scattered energy, it comes at a huge cost. We end up being wasteful with the one thing we can never, ever get back, our time. Every single second that ticks by is gone for good. You know, more than money, time is the one thing we really need to cherish and use wisely.
Okay, so let's really dig in and pinpoint the core issue here. It's this constant state of distraction, and it's often driven by a single, even well-intentioned habit.
We all have this natural tendency to want to please people, right? To try and keep everybody happy. But what happens when we do that? We scatter our energy. We become way less effective. Not because we aren't trying, but because our focus is just completely diluted. And this is where we need a major shift in how we think.
So if scattering our energy is the problem, the solution has to be learning how to concentrate it. And that brings us to our next big idea, the power of the refocus. Let's explore what that really means.
Now, to refocus, it's not just about trying harder. It's a deliberate choice. It's about consciously shifting your attention away from those broad, kind of vague ideas and locking onto something that's clear, narrow, and actionable. It's all about channeling your energy with purpose.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Think about this metaphor for a second. A magnifying glass doesn't create new sunlight, does it? No. It just concentrates the light that's already there into a powerful, focused beam. Well, that's exactly what refocusing does for your energy. It concentrates your power, turning simple actions into massive results.
Okay, so that sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do this? Let's break it down with a few practical tools you can start using, like today. The whole process really boils down to 3 key steps to consciously redirect your attention. First, you've got to build a distraction-free zone. Second, you break down those huge tasks to make them feel manageable. And third, you use timed work intervals to manage your mental energy. Let's take a closer look at each one. First up, the distraction-free zone. And seriously, this is non-negotiable. Silence your phone, close all those extra browser tabs, you know you have them open, and set up your actual physical space so it's dedicated to the one single task at hand. You're basically telling your brain, hey, this is what matters right now.
Okay, so once your zone is clear, you tackle the task with our second tool, breaking it down. A huge project can feel totally overwhelming, and that just leads to procrastination. The key is to slice it into smaller, concrete subtasks. So instead of a to-do list that says, write the report, it becomes research section 1, outline main points, draft the introduction. See? It makes the work way less intimidating and gives you a clear path. And once you have those smaller pieces, that's when you bring in the third tool, timed work intervals. Nobody can maintain intense focus for hours on end. So you work in focused bursts, say 25 or 50 minutes, and then you take a real break. Step away, stretch, grab some water. These breaks aren't a sign of weakness. They are strategic. They're what prevent mental fatigue and make sure that when you come back to your work, you're sharp and on task.
All right, so refocusing your attention, that's half the battle. The other half is being incredibly specific about your goals and how you communicate them.
I mean, when you're communicating, whether it's to yourself or your team, specificity is everything. We're talking clear, simple language. You've got to eliminate any ambiguity or technical jargon that could cause confusion. Get to the point, organize your thoughts, and always, always provide concrete details. Everyone needs to know exactly what's required.
And a perfect framework for this is the SMART method. You've probably seen this before. Instead of a vague goal like, I want to get in shape, a SMART goal would be, I will go to the gym 3 times a week for 45 minutes for the next 2 months. It's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This simple structure turns a vague wish into a concrete, actionable plan.
So, at the end of the day, these tools, refocusing and being specific, they're about more than just productivity. They're really about taking control of your own narrative.
And this is so important. Your goal, your dream, it's yours. It belongs to you and you alone. You don't have to please everybody else. The only person you truly have to answer to is yourself. So don't let outside noise or other people's opinions distract you from what you really want.
I absolutely love this idea. Think of your life as a story.
You are the author. You are holding the pen. Every single day, you're writing the next chapter. These techniques we've talked about, they're the tools that help you write a compelling, successful story, a story you can be really proud of.
So this brings us to the fundamental question, doesn't it? Knowing what you want is one thing, but what are you actually prepared to do to get there? How much do you want it? Because that commitment, that is what will make all the difference.
And so that's where we'll leave it. You have the pen in your hand. You have the tools to focus your energy and be specific with your goals. The only question left is, what story will